Hello Swapper Shoppers, welcome back to a new video, and I've got something completely different for you. Now, you'll notice that when you go on YouTube and also go on plenty of blogs, that you have all these recipes for all these amazing foods, all these types of comfort foods, interesting cuisines that you might not have tried before. And the recipes are there, great, but often there's quite a lot of ingredients, it's a lot of cost, and at the end of the day, you don't even know what it tastes like. There's no food review at the end. So what I'm going to do is take recipes that are from online and also from YouTube, make them myself, and then do a food review. So why don't you join me on the first adventure, which is going to be spaghetti bolognese from Erin's Kitchens. Let's try this. So the general gist of it is it doesn't really matter where I get the food produce from, because that's going to vary. You may get it from M&S like me, you may get it from Lidl. At the end of the day, what's important is the recipe. Does this list of foods actually translate into a great meal? For example, there's a few things that I wouldn't normally put in this. For example, we've got fresh garlic and also we've got Parmesan cheese as well. So I'm going to be putting that in because that's what the recipe says. I'm going to follow the recipe to a T and I'm going to show you the end result and then we're going to do a food taste. Now this isn't designed to be a cooking tutorial. I'm not going to show you how to make this recipe. I'm just simply going to show bits of me making it, and then I'm going to taste the end product. And then I'm going to give my spin on how I think this compares to ready meals, for example. For example, I've done a spaghetti bolognese ready meal already. Is this just as bad? Is it really good? Is it really worth the effort of putting all this together? Or is it just easy to go and buy a ready meal? That's what we're here to test. So here is Erin's Kitchen spaghetti bolognese. We've got some nice Parmesan that we put on the top. I put it into a little ready meal container. Now, you could quite easily make 4 portions. They're pretty hefty portions. And it's all about the taste. So let's see if this recipe is one that I'm going to make ready meals for. So Swappers, have you missed me? Well, ultimately, we're trying to decide whether or not different recipes can work in a ready meal format. Now, this is something you can just eat as a family meal, but also I think it works really well to have a premium quality home-cooked spag bol in a ready meal. But again, it's all down to taste. Now, I specifically haven't shown me cooking it, again, because this is not a cooking channel. This is a food review channel. So I'm going to put the link to the recipe in the description if you want to make this yourself. You can add a few variations to it. However, I've gone simply with what the recipe told me to do. So I'm excited for this because it does look really tasty. Now, you can give me your opinions in the comments. So we're looking for a few things. We're looking for good texture, good flavour profile, and also how well it works as a ready meal. Because you've got to remember, this is fresh out the pan, but you're going to be reheating this. So is it really going to stand up? If it's no good now, it's definitely not going to be good reheated. So let's give it a go. Nice and hot. So initial thoughts, it doesn't actually taste much of tomato so far. I'm getting the nice cheese, definitely getting some garlic, and definitely taste the onion as well. Now there is a whole tin of chopped tomatoes in this, but I'm yet to really taste much of it. Maybe I just need a bit more of the chopped tomato, let's see. It also has tomato puree, but yet to really taste much of that. Not gonna lie, it's quite bland. I thought it'd have more taste than this, more flavour. Oh, a bit disappointing so far. So you can taste that there's a bit of tomato there. But when you're looking for a spag bol, tomato is most of the texture and the flavour. On this, you can't really taste a lot of it. The mince is good. Very well cooked, works well with the Parmesan cheese. The onion and garlic again go really well. You can taste the nice salt and pepper, nicely salted spaghetti, which is good. There's something about it, something that's lacking. Let me show you. So here it is again to get a closer look. Now, as you can see the bits of chopped tomato, but it's not overall saucy. Even if I was to put less spaghetti in this, I don't feel like there's an awful lot of sauce. You could add more sauce, but it's just going to add more mince to it as well. Now the recipe did say that you should leave your mince and recipe mixture, let's say, in the pan for 15 minutes. However, I don't think it would make much difference. There isn't really a lot to thicken up. Now, don't get me wrong, it's tasty. I'd definitely say it's better quality overall than the previous ready meal I've done. And it's all right for a quick lunch. However, I feel like we could make this much better. Because remember, all that's in this, mince, oregano, a load of pepper. Oh, I've also got garlic, onion, chopped tomatoes. What else? Tomato puree. That's pretty much it. And obviously your spaghetti. So there's not really a lot you can work with. I feel like it needs a bit of maybe some Worcestershire sauce, something else. Bring out another flavour, a bit more depth to this, because it is very plain. Now ultimately, I'm looking for recipes that excite me. And when I saw this recipe online, the picture actually does do it justice. However, it's all again in the taste. If I was to just look at that recipe and spend all the money on the ingredients, so it turns out that actually it's missing something, it's not the best recipe you could have. How many times do you go on YouTube and you go on a blog and ultimately there's so many recipes that you don't know which recipe to pick? They all claim they're the best and they're the most unique and they've come from family recipes and all this, but if they don't taste great, how are you going to know? Yeah, it's very bland. There's not a lot to it. I feel like even if it had a bit more tomato paste or a bit more tomato, I don't know, it needs something. I'm just wondering, because usually if I make a spag bol, I can't say that I make it much different than this. But I don't know, there's just definitely something missing. What do you think?
I think it's quite bog standard. Nothing wrong with it, but I wouldn't rush to make it over my normal spag bol. When I make spag bol, I add like Worcestershire sauce, like you said, bit more salt, maybe some chilli, maybe some different herbs. This
Definitely
I'd say is
something.
quite one-dimensional.
Just tastes like I'm just eating pasta with pasta flavoured water.
And a bit of mince for texture.
I mean, it would do as a ready meal, but I'd actually say that it's not much different. Yeah, okay. It's better quality like ingredients, isn't it? But
the flavour I'd said was better actually in the Lidl.
would you?
Yeah. And that's saying something for 85p, fellow swappers.
You may as well get it for 85p rather than make this. This is a disappointment by far. I'll show you the recipe down in the description. Have a look at it. I think this is one of the blandest foods I've ever eaten. Honestly, at the start of the video, I was pretty thankful that this actually is high quality ingredients. However, honestly, if you just gave me a bowl full of spaghetti with a bit of mince, no word of a lie, excuse me, it doesn't taste anything like you think it would. You can't taste any tomato. I personally can't taste any oregano. I can taste the Parmesan cheese. I can't taste any tomato puree. I can't taste any salt and any pepper. It is literally that bland. It's just like pasta in pasta water with a bit of mince. Don't make this for your ready meal because you're going to be incredibly disappointed. You could have got something better in Lidl for 85p. Instead, wasted my money on pretty nice fresh ingredients, just a poor recipe. I give that a 0 out of 10 that. So now we're going to clean away from that utter massive disappointment.
I don't even want to eat it for lunch tomorrow, but I'm going to have to. It's a waste otherwise. Look.
Just stir in some Worcestershire sauce and some chilli, it'd be fine. But after all that effort, it wasn't even worth it. Could have gone to Lidl and bought 4 ready meals, 85p each. Would have been cheaper than just buying the blooming pack of mince. Waste of time. Anyway, Swapper Shoppers, if you want to come back on the next video, we'll see what we've got next. But if you want to find out what videos are upcoming, go to the website swappershopper.uk. It now lists the upcoming videos. And if you want to suggest any videos, leave them down in the comments. I'll do a mixture of ready meals and trying to make my own. And there's a few snack reviews that will be coming your way in the new year as well. So make sure you subscribe. But until then, we're going to waste our time clearing up this mess. Could have just thrown a ready meal thing in the bin. Anyway, Swapper Shopper out. Ciao.